We have an event called Recovery is Beautiful, in which we partner with salons and hair care product organizations. And basically, we give makeovers to the folks that are in our programs, haircuts, new clothes, that sort of thing. Help them feel better, you know?
It's huge. Some people think that's just a drop in the bucket, but a person's self-image, lifting someone up a degree is a huge step.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Scott Tidmore, Marketing, Communications, and PR Manager of Mental Health and Addiction Association of Oregon. How you doing today, Scott?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. I got through your introduction, which is lengthy, but I appreciate you spending some time with us here today on Business Ninjas.
Yeah.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about Mental Health and Addiction Association of Oregon.
Okay. So I've been in communications for about 20 years, give or take. Started doing volunteer stuff for some conferences that I was involved with. And 2006, I turned it into a profession. Started my own consulting firm. I've done communications consulting and campaigns, political, you name it, for the last, up until 2021. That's when I finally stopped doing the freelance thing and took a job with MHAAO, which is a nice way of shortening. Mental Health and Addiction Association of Oregon. We're in a nonprofit that we provide peer support for folks going through mental health and addiction recovery. What peer support is basically it's somebody who has been through the recovery process or is going through the recovery process, and they're there to help somebody new go through it, go through the systems and navigate all of the challenges that are involved.
I would imagine a peer's perspective speaks volumes, and that trust factor happens much faster than with a person with a PhD across a desk with a pad in their hand kind of thing. So that's an excellent approach. Now, you wear a lot of hats there: marketing, communications, PR. Tell us a little bit about all of the things on your desk these days.
So, I'm basically responsible for any public-facing materials or statements or any of that. If the public can see it, that comes through me. On top of that, I do internal communications. I also am working basically in management of the development process too, which is, basically getting money for a nonprofit. There's a lot going on right now. I've got everything from, marketing campaigns to I'm working on a short film, just brought on an editor yesterday for that. So much.
Tell us a little bit more about MHAAO's services and who they're serving and what sort of communities you're engaging with.
Okay, so the organization was founded out of another organization in 2001.
Okay.
Basically, it was a program with another organization in Oregon, and we grew out, became big enough that we became our own place.
Okay.
It is specifically founded to help with peer support. That's all we do. Whether that is providing direct support or providing certification training for folks who want to get into it. That's our thing. We basically bring people in who have done it to help people who are going through it.
And is this all across the state of Oregon?
We provide services in the Tri-County, which is basically the Portland metro area, but we also provide certain services through jails and prisons all around the state. We provide training throughout the state and across the nation. We also host an international peer leadership conference once a year called Peerpocalypse. We just got done with that. That is a big undertaking. So yeah, we're Portland local, but we've got a bigger scope.
Gotcha. And are these services being provided all in person, or is there a remote component?
So the majority of it is in person. We have about 150 people in the field, basically working everywhere from jails to ERs, to working through other agencies and through other organizations that need support people on staff. We're kind of everywhere. Some of the education is online. It's possible to do that, but really peer support is best if it's a one-on-one conversation, person to person.
Absolutely. That makes complete sense. And what are common problems and scenarios that you guys are assisting in with peer support?
So a lot of what our focus is right now, we help a lot of indigent folks, houseless people who are housing insecure, people who need the support and don't have insurance, maybe don't have access to healthcare, that sort of thing. We help them get access to all of those resources and help them move along on their recovery.
And what helps fund MHAAO?
We have a big mix. A lot of it is grants. A lot of it is contract services through government entities or large healthcare systems. There's also direct giving. We have a big mix of that. Trying to make that even bigger right now.
Boy, that's another hat of yours, is those sorts of communications, asking for donations and grants. Tell me about how you get the story out. I know you come from a storytelling background. How do you get the story out for both people that are in need of your assistance and for people who are looking to donate their money to worthy causes? What role has content played in the growth of MHAAO?
Content is kind of key right now. Our social media is our biggest growth. And we focus two different directions for donors. We really focus on what that money is going to, how that's going to help, what it's actually going to do for people. But just as big is reaching out and letting people know where they are, that we're there too, that we're available to help them, and it's not going to cost them anything. And just getting in, that's a mix of social media. That's a mix of literally just being in the street, talking to people, carrying around a handful of flyers and saying, here, if you need help, give us a call. And again, we work with other organizations who are also helping folks. We work in emergency rooms that see, substance abuse, folks coming in with overdoses, things like that. We're there to help them as well.
So you're meeting people where they are in need and where they have issues, and that's commendable, as opposed to, not everyone has the wherewithal to ask for help. Certainly, they don't always know what is available to them, and it sounds like you're providing a service that's meeting them at their level with people who have been there, done that, and I applaud the approach. You say you work with other services as well. Are you talking about state and county agencies kind of thing, or?
So we do have state and county contracts that we work. We also work jointly with other 501c3 nonprofits. Like one great example is Blanchet House is an organization in Portland that provides food. They do food service. That's what they do. 3 meals a day for houseless and housing insecure folks, basically anybody who wants to come in. We, through a partnership with them, provide peer support folks who are on hand for each of those meals. So if anybody comes in, they're having a rough time, one of our peer support folks can go in and say, hey, what's going on? Do you need to talk? Do you need to, just be a friendly ear? And if it turns out they need more than that, we can help them get connected to services.
That's excellent. Any particular events, services, or launches or anything you'd like to cover?
Right now, I'm kind of in a holding pattern, just because we finished our main event. Peerpocalypse is huge, very huge this year. Well over 1,000 people in attendance in Seaside, Oregon. And really, I'm actually about to gear up for that again, because it's that kind of process. The only other big event that I'd really mention is we have an event called Recovery is Beautiful, in which we partner with salons and hair care product organizations. Basically, we give makeovers to the folks that are in our programs, haircuts, new clothes, that sort of thing. Help them feel better,
It's huge. Some people think that's just a drop in the bucket, but a person's self-image, lifting someone up a degree is a huge step when you're talking about people with the issues that we're talking about. That's fabulous. Yeah. Now, when you say there are over 1,000 people at Peerpocalypse, how many of those people are people who are peer providers, and how many of them are on the receiving end?
I would say probably 90% of the folks there are peer support providers. There are scholarships available for folks who want to get into peer support. So they're going through recovery and they want to do more. It gives not an opportunity to, network and see what this is all about.
Excellent. All right. Take a look in your crystal ball. 1 year from today, what would you like to be celebrating personally and professionally?
Oh, wow. I think more than anything, I'd really like to be celebrating having a complete staffed team. Nonprofits, you always have to do more with less. Just having enough manpower to do everything that we really want to do, Personally, I would like to be thinking about having a full vacation.
I almost remember the definition of that word. But I guess those two things go in hand, right? If you can find a team of people to take on 80 of the 147 tasks that you have, you might find yourself with more than a single day in a row to take a vacation.
Absolutely.
Well, please tell everyone where they can find Mental Health and Addiction Association of Oregon and what social media outlets you're using these days as well.
Okay. You can find us online at MHAAOfOregon.org. We mostly use Facebook and Instagram. Really, our content is Instagram first. We're trying to break into TikTok, but that is still a work in progress. And for those of you who, want to follow us professionally, we're on LinkedIn as well.
Scott Tidmore, I thank you for what you do. You're serving the community in an admirable way, and I appreciate that. And I wish you and yours and Mental Health and Addiction Association of Oregon all the best in the future. May you have an army of staff to wear all your hats for you down the road.
And Andrew, thanks for having me on. I appreciate this. This was fun.
My distinct pleasure.